The cope is incredible about Black Myth Wukong's success. Of course, they've gone out of their way in the mainstream media to just try to decry this game as sexist, as not very good. They've tried every single tack. I mean, I really can't speak to enough of how crazy Kotaku and IGN, Forbes Gaming, now it's even hitting the regular media with Rolling Stone as they try this like, it's a hit, but why is the game so controversial? And you see in the subline right here, technical issues, spotty development history, contentious fan base have marred the hype around the Chinese release. Has it, though? I mean, this game is doing absolutely bonkers sales. As we reported yesterday, it reached 10 million units sold. That's a crazy amount from a developer that's mostly unheard of here. And if you look at it and you want to compare it to like our biggest AAA studios and things like that, Ubisoft took 2 years to get Assassin's Creed Valhalla up to the 20 million mark. This is at the 10 million mark. It's half of that. It's been 2 days. That's absolutely crazy to think about. So while it does make sense for gamers to maybe wait out things for a patch or something like that as games come out, because they do, every single studio at this point releases games, without really enough beta testing. Let's be honest. I really hate that about the video game industry in general. It does actually mire play. But, despite that, the game's not been really panned on that level except for certain bad actors within the media. And they're still going. There's a couple different cope things I want to go over when we go over this article today, because really wild stuff. All right. My name's John Delarose, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about these important things in culture. And I'd like you guys to know that I am a content creator myself. I make my own graphic novels, and this is my Hidden Emperor graphic novel. It is on Kickstarter right now. And if you want to support the channel, support our artistic efforts, this is a wonderful, wonderful book. You'll love this if you're a fan of like Star Wars or Warhammer 40K. We're definitely doing honor to the great classics of the past and having a lot of fun doing so. You can see it's tremendous success already, and we appreciate you for being there if you've backed this already. So this is in the description below. Thank you guys so much, and appreciate you for watching the channel and reading the books. So here's the Rolling Stone's latest article. They're coming for it. The expectations have been sky high since 2020, teasing an action RPG with breathtaking graphics set in a world based on the classic Chinese novel Journey into the West. And so 6 years of development, it released on August 20th, causing a stir in the sheer number of players amassed in just a few days. Now, the first thing that I've heard about this right now, to be an epic cope for people who are just trying to lambaste this game, is I'm seeing this narrative go around. Yeah, it's 10 million gamers, but 97% of them are from China. Now, I'm sitting here going, scratch my head on this. Who cares where they're from? You have 10 million people buying this game. That's insane. It's like, can you imagine just like caring about like where your audience comes from? It's pretty interesting. I mean, if I look at my sales and all that, I'd say 80% come from the U.S., which I appreciate you guys. I've also got like about 15% come from Europe, which is pretty high. Especially considering shipping prices and things like that over there. So, and I appreciate that. If it was the other way around and it was 85% from Europe and 15% from here, I wouldn't be sitting there denigrating Europe as a thing. But this is exactly what they're doing in the gaming media. They're just pretending that some people are more equal than other people, which is really weird because these are the same people who are just like, hey, diversity, equity, and inclusivity, we all need to do better, be more inclusive. Isn't that the opposite of inclusive if you're denigrating an entire people, like trying to pretend that they don't matter when they're the ones buying a game? Very weird. But they're never consistent in the mainstream media. They're always hypocrites. That's the thing that we see. So Rolling Stone just wants to go off on the controversies here. They talk about what it is. This is padding, probably written by AI. Is it good? So on the surface, the popularity is hard to deny. Look at the way that they phrase things immediately. On the surface, it's just like they're so transparent with what they're trying to do on this level. So second most popular game on Steam, 2 million concurrent players. Steam crashed this morning. It looked like Wukong was starting its decline from 2.4, which is the highest that it ended up getting concurrently. But still, an incredible amount of players on Steam at that point. And with it crashing, it shows that they're kind of overloading the system there. Pretty crazy. And so now they're talking about this dip and drop off of players. But again, it picked right back up again the next day. So, again, that's just a media narrative that this thing was not working very well. But there, in terms of critical reception, the Metacritic PC version is sitting at 81. So not bad. Some of the outlets are out there obviously just trying to just torpedo it, and it is what it is on that level. It should be a little bit higher. So, of course, this is what people want out of the article after the padding. And by the way, they pad these articles like this. The reason they do it is to try to get it search engine optimized, so it comes up in the little Google News thing higher than other things. Because if it looks like it has a ton of information on Black Myth Wukong when people search Black Myth Wukong, that's what Google kind of scrapes for it to kind of come up. It's a tactic, and they actually recycle a lot of that same content. So when next Black Myth Wukong one, when they have the what is it, they'll just copy and paste it in there too. It's such a crappy industry, the gaming journalism, but it is what it is. That's why everybody's on YouTube listening to us instead of reading these people at this point. But here it is. The path has not been without significant controversy, and most notably was the report compiled alleged sexist comments made by the studio's founders and other internal team members, providing a deep look into misogynistic remarks that plagued the game's development and the toxic work culture. Dun, dun, dun. So here it is. They want you to be left at the end of the article here with a negative impression of the whole game. You could see much of the community's response to critical reviews has been in bad faith. So not Screen Rant. So here's amazing. They always attack gamers too. So they say Screen Rant called it 3 out of 5, lacking in inclusivity and diversity. So why is our response to that saying that it lacks inclusivity and diversity in bad faith? The real answer is Screen Rant is in bad faith. The media is in bad faith. Rolling Stone is in bad faith for sweeping for Screen Rant here for libeling the game at this level. And by the way, we already have proof that this isn't the case. So Cabrutus, the founder of DEI Detected, a great website, actually shows, because there was like, oh, what about the females, the sexism? There's no females in this game. And here's Cabrutus right now. I'm at Chapter 5. This is the amount of female characters I've seen so far in Black Myth Wukong. Of course, the journalists will say the game, quote, lacks diversity because they don't even play video games, so they didn't get this far into it. And that's the real truth. And since these are not fat and ugly feminist-looking women like Concord, oh my gosh, if you watched that video earlier this morning, what a disaster that game is, but that's a different story. Then it isn't good enough for them to fill their diversity quota. Always remember that they are the ones who hate women and femininity, not us. And here's the screenshots he has from his live stream of 8 different female players. Now, it's interesting to talk about this too, since so many of the characters are just animals. They're not even real people. So what are you talking about with diversity and all that? And since it is based on a Chinese novel, of course it has a Chinese backdrop. Did they want them to replace these women with black women and maybe throw a black samurai into it that's LGBTQ? I mean, gosh, that is actually, I joke about it, but unfortunately that is exactly what they want. They do want everything to have this. It's really anti-diverse. Everything has to look exactly the same. Every movie has to have a female lead with a black dude who kind of follows her around and simps for her, and then the white guy is a bad guy. Otherwise, it's not diverse. But none of that is actual diversity, and that's why they are disingenuous. That's why what they do is in bad faith. And as much as Rolling Stone calls the community response in bad faith, we quickly discredited exactly what they're doing. So this is the deal. So this is it. That was one of their cons in the review summary. It required an editor's note on the footer, and the author's name has been, this is how, been removed for their safety due to backlash from fans. So they put out a review that lies about the game, that lies about what's going on, that tries to push a woke agenda rather than actually talking about the gameplay and things like that. And then they cry victim about it. They cry that it's a safety issue because they get pushback on the review. This is the mainstream media just mask off right here. This is how they act every single time. They try to bully us. They try to bully gamers. They try to bully this studio out of China. And then when they get caught with it, when they get a little bit of pushback, they cry victim like they had some problem with themselves. It's absolutely sick, and we're all so sick of it at this point. And this is the media mask off right now, and we're going to cover it every step of the way. So, geez. Rolling Stone, you're a shame. It really is. Black Myth Wukong is crushing it, everybody. And some interesting other facts right now. Grum's just reported that Reddit's 40 million member board R Gaming appears to be actively censoring any news about Black Myth Wukong's success. More people should test it. If enough people test it, they might get tired of deleting posts about the game's success. You can see it's a concerted effort to lie to you. This is what the gaming media does. Full cope. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Be sure to check out the Hidden Emperor graphic novel. Guys, we're almost to 400 backers. We just need 2 more as of this video to get there. Please support our project. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks for supporting our channel and our creative efforts along the way. We'll be back soon.